Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie with PRICOM Design, and we're here at the NMRA convention in Indianapolis, Indiana 2016. Let's take a look at our products. First off, we have our Dream Player Lite, which is our small board here. It's the first member of our Dream Player family. You can have one trigger and one output, such as an LED. You can use a motion sensor, all sorts of different things there. Then we've got our MK2. Next up is our Dream Player MK2. It's similar to the Lite, only you can have 4 different triggers and you can have up to 4 outputs. It runs a pair of regular computer speakers. We've got our power hooked up here and everything is loaded on our micro SD card. Push a button, plays your file. If you want to play a second one, it'll fade out the first file and bring up your second one and on down the line. Next we have our Dream Player MK2 Amplified. The only difference between this player and our last player is the use of non-powered speakers. So you can go ahead and wire them directly up to the board, or you can use a regular pair of computer speakers, such as in our last player. Again, you have 4 triggers. Push the first one, starts the track. Second trigger, fades out the first one, brings up the second one, and on down the line. Our last player in the Dream Player family is our Dream Player Pro, obviously a bit of a bigger board. Again, powered speakers and that SD card for all your files. 4 triggers, push one. The difference between the Pro and the MK2 is you can actually turn on all 4 tracks at the same time and it'll mix them all together for you. Your polyphonic playback there. Our new thing with the Pro is a firmware update that now allows you to use MIDI control, so you can also control LEDs. We also have a complete line of accessories, which includes different amplifiers. We have passive mixers, active mixers, just for adding some other differences to your players. We've got some knobs on the amplifiers, so you can have that volume control, mixing 4 different players together with this guy here, and also turning on and off things such as relays. This is an example of our Dream Player Professional, showcasing our PRICOM network, or PNet. Just connect it all here. You can connect all your different outputs. We've got 32 triggers set up with this guy here, which runs 32 different tracks. Also with that special MIDI feature, we have 32 MIDI files running alongside those WAV files. On the back here, also with that PRICOM or PNet network, we have it hooked up to all of our outputs. This is our hex driver board, which has 16 different channels, 1 amp each, which is controlling our LEDs in this little display we have here. If you push one of these buttons, it's going to bring up a light to let you know which character the song is for. This one we have here plays the song. The MIDI file is controlling the LEDs, which is bringing up your light in there. For something a little more fun, we got this guy. As you can see, it's flashing along with the music, which is a feature with the MIDI. You can also do fades on and off. So we're going to show you another example of our MIDI attached to the Dream Player Pro. We've got our Lego rock stage here. Similar to the last thing, we've got that PRICOM network again here. We have 2 of our hex driver boards inside the stage, and it's actually controlling 32 different channels of lighting, again with that MIDI feature. We'll push our button here. This is an extreme case of animation. So you can see the lights are going to go along with the music. files we have to create those MIDI tracks that we just saw on the sound stage. Over here we have our 2 files here that make up our wave file. You can see this green here with the sound waves. All of these other lines are controlling all those little light flashes that you saw. So in this program here, we're actually editing 32 different MIDI tracks, which are each one of these. And that's controlling each of those lights. So you can create on and off flashes, you can do curves, you can make it fade in and out. So over here we've got an example of the fading up, and then it just kind of cuts off here to go along with those musical cues. We've got a fade up and down. This one over here is one of my favorites. You got a little bit of a curve going on. As you can see, this is a rather complex example, and it takes a lot of time to program this, but it's easier than if you're going to use a watch and say, okay, after 5 seconds I'm going to turn this one on, another 3 seconds that stays on, and then it's going to go off again. This just allows you a little more flexibility, and you can really go along with what you're seeing in your wave file down here. And as you're going, you'll get familiar with where your sounds are and what they look like, so it's easier to copy those. There is also the ability to copy a section, so there is that option for you. So here we have a little bit of a more zoomed in version of that fade up and down. I'm going to play a little section for you here. So as we push the space bar, it's actually going to play all of that. So here we have a simpler use case scenario for you. We've just got our wave file and 2 of our outputs to run motors on our fish. He just has a tail, which is this one up here, and his mouth. I'm going to play this for you.
My name is Bruce. Hi, Bruce. I am a nice shark, not a mindless eating machine. If I am to change this image, I must first change myself. Fish are friends, not food.
So this is a simpler use case scenario for you. Remember those peanut connections. On this particular setup, we don't have any of those. Everything's just being controlled from your control outputs here. We do have our button board hooked up. You can use your own buttons. You can buy our board. And all this is just connected up to the outputs of the fish, which is controlling his motors. Remember, we had our mouth and our tail. So I'm going to go ahead and push our button here.
Hello, my name is Bruce.
Hello, Bruce.
I am a nice shark, not a mindless eating machine. If I am to change this image, I must first change myself. Fish are friends, not food.
We've also got our track 4 here. One of the new things we have for our show this year is our diorama created by Isaac Shuffler. We've got, as you can see, we've got the American forces over here. We've got some tanks, we've got some soldiers in there. There's a couple of planes with the Germans. This is an example for you of how you can use this on a layout or diorama. We've actually buried some speakers inside the trees here, so you can't see them at first glance. What's this tiny circle in there? All the sound you have here is being run off of our MK2 player, which is this guy here. For the show, since we have so much noise here, we've got our milliamp attached just so we can power those speakers a little higher so we can hear it. You can decide for yourself if you want that on your particular setup. You've got your nice volume control here. And again, that's all just hidden inside this drawer so that when you're looking at your nice diorama, you don't have all these wires hanging everywhere. It's all hidden under the base. Thanks for joining us in our walkthrough of our booth at the National Model Railroad Association Convention from Indianapolis, Indiana. Thanks for checking out our products today, and we look forward to seeing you in future videos.
Wird mir ums Herz so wohl. Ich schau ins tiefe Tal hinab ins schöne Land Tirol. Ich seh die weißen Nebel ziehen, die Sonne scheint ins Gwent. Tiroler Land, mein Heimatland, ich lieb dich ohne End. Um Verdruss, um keinen Streit der Welt, solang auf meinen sicheren Schuss ein Gangstock runterfällt. Die Berge sind mein Gotteshaus, der Jodler mein Gebiet. Ich hoffe, dass der Herrgott mich und mein Gebiet versteht. Bergnatur und liebt die Blärmerl heiß, den Eumerausch und Enzian und auch das Edelweiß. Den Jodler und den Zitterklang hör ich fürs Leben gern. Jetzt hört's mir zu, ihr lieben Leid, jetzt wird's ein Jodler hören.
I know, well we gotta come back to Colorado and look you up.
They're our favorites, right?
Yeah, they're our
You'll
favorites.
be right on the hook.
Don't tell anybody.
All right.